Now this is exactly the diagram where you are going to understand how exactly this is done. How
Okay.
do you understand which part of the project life cycle you are right now? This is going to help you understand that, okay, where exactly you belong if you are joining the project in between the phase. So you have pipeline and opportunity assessment if you are lucky enough and you are joining it but not much of the work for you. So this is moreover the BA will not be here.
Okay.
High level project plan with the resources, okay, depending upon that first before the gate review is done, first gate review before planning, before initiating. Create initial budget and forecast, evaluate return on investment. Return on investment means that, okay, how much investment we are talking about and what return we are going to get. There is a formula to do that, okay. So that's
Yeah.
why I said very less likely you will be part of it.
Okay.
Then acquire project cost center. So if the gate review is to move on with the project, the cost center will be given where the project funding will be provided to you and all the resources to fill that cost center for their timesheet.
Okay.
Request initial project funding review and approval. Now all these things again, after all these things again you will ask for the approval and anything needs to be changes updated, you do that. If it is approved, you do the stakeholder identification. Once this is done, then you finally kick off to the initiation phase where you start working on the requirement. You gather the requirement, finalize solution
Mm-hmm.
option because you discuss about that how you are planning to proceed. Then you are saying that finalize solution option. Develop key plans like operational support plan, user acceptance testing plan, any training requirement, any communication requirement. You do all these plans over here.
Mm-hmm.
Means you are discussing it. You are not exactly creating it, but the discussion
Right.
starts from there.
Uh-huh.
Update budget and ROI. Now you have some more details, so you need to update the budget and ROI because now you will have little more precise number. When I say you means this is PM will be doing.
Okay.
Update and align project plan with the enterprise release date. If there are fixed release dates which are getting followed in the company or the corporation, you need to stick to those dates and match those dates to your deployment.
Okay.
Then you have analyze current state, mandate compliance, stakeholder communication. All these things you do it as part of that requirement gathering process to see whether it is a mandate or not. Then if there is any stakeholder needs to be involved as part of the requirement, all those communication comes under your requirement business gathering process. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Then once you do all these things, then again you have a gate review for the funding approval, then you move on to the planning phase. Now in planning, you do the high level design, technical requirement for the solution, develop test requirements, then all these planning phase, now your QA and everyone is involved as part of it. Now they all are working in parallel. So you have they will start reviewing the technical requirement document and the design document and start making sure that they have started working on the test plan. So you take this discussion, start updating the test plan for user acceptance test prospecting, also from the system integration test perspective. So
Okay. So
UAT
is
will be
mm,
PA, SIT will be QA. Yes, go on.
is QA team also a part of this process
Yes.
right at from the beginning?
No, not
From
from here.
no, no, from
From here.
initiating?
From communicating perspective, yes, when you do the project kickoff, the manager
Uh,
or the director, somebody will be part of that meeting so that communication is clear that there would be the UAT required,
uh-huh.
SIT required, but after that BA will not, in the meeting and everything, QA will not be there unless we reach the stage of technical requirement document.
Okay.
See, every company works in a little different way.
Yeah, I know. You
Okay,
cannot
but
be so rigid about it, but
yeah, but there are some idealistic process. So what we are talking is a idealistic scenario, but there could be
right.
variations, many more.
Okay.
Now then again, based on the clarity what you have, the project manager will do the ROI and the budget. So now you have a baseline budget. Now that means you have received, because now you have the design and everything. So that means people have more precise information than what you had it over here.
Uh-huh.
So here you just update it, but here you baseline. That means no more updates. This is your first baseline, first
Okay.
milestone.
Okay.
So the deviation will cost, and deviation will getting the deviation approved will be much more difficult.
Okay.
Then according to that, once your budget is approved and everything, now that means all your resources has to be in line. That also has to be approved. That means
Yeah.
you have to baseline your project plan as well. So project management plan, the PM will baseline it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a create future state process flow. Now you are talking about future state process flow from the technical perspective. Okay, not from the business perspective, because business is done here. We are talking here from the future perspective. So the design may come back with add many more design aspects to see that this is how your future process will look like.
Mm-hmm.
Then you again look at if there is any changes in the mandate or compliance or not. If there is, according to that, you adjust your requirement and do necessary changes. Then again you go back to the gate review. Once the approval is given, based on all the work you have done in this phase, you move on to the execution, and now full-fledged technical work starts in execution. So the testing team will start with the writing test cases and everything, and here your development team will start with coding. In parallel, your UAT also starts. So since your development and testing is starts over here, the development is also getting done in the execution phase. So it starts and ends in the execution phase.
Right.
Okay. Now, and then your testing also starts and ends in the execution phase. Your UAT starts and ends in the execution phase. Okay. So here you have created the test cases and the test plans and have it approved, but here you are executing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the once the coding is done, you start with the system integration. Once system integration done, you do the UAT. Once all these done, depending upon if there are no outstanding defect or anything, everything is all set to go. You go and do the deployment. Once
Mm-hmm.
deployment is done, then depending upon the corporation structure and the timeline, you do the post-production warranty for 30
Mm-hmm.
days, 60 days, 90 days, depending upon whatever timeline they follow.
Okay.
Post-production warranty to make sure that nothing is breaking when it gets to production.
Okay.
And then once everything go green, no issues, you hand it over to the operational team. Once this is done, then you finalize everything. Means all that open items from here, now you started closing, right? Because your deployment
Right.
is done, operational support is done, training is done, all these things you started moving towards closer, because now you are executing, so everything is moving towards the end date, right?
Uh-huh.
And according to that, you update the project plan. Update the
Okay.
risk log. If some risk occurs and you handle through the mitigation plan, you do that. If not, then you update all the necessary risk log details that okay, the risk occurred and this is the parameter which was taken, this is how you resolved, all these things you update in the risk log. Again, this will be the joint effort of PM and BA. Okay.
Okay.
Or company to company it varies. Okay, PM may ask the BA to just do it. Okay,
Okay.
but primarily I have seen BA doing it and coordinating the effort.
Okay.
Then you conduct the go live review that okay, once it is done, you do the review that okay, now we are live. What do you say? So that final meeting is happening. Once all these things are done, you again go back to the gate review to showcase what you have achieved from here to here.
Okay.
And then you go to the closing phase where you have the post-production success metrics to say what you have achieved. Gather the feedback from the stakeholders and the project team that how did you do as an overall project. Not as an
Mm-hmm.
individual you are asking review that okay, what we did is good or bad. There
Mm-hmm.
could be something comes off as a review feedback that particular to BA. But what you are asking is that overall, that what process we can improve on, what was the best thing about this project, what was the best person who did that outstanding work, everything.
Okay.
And as a final, the project manager will update the ROI to see
Okay.
what he committed over here.
Okay, yeah.
We have got over here that comparison needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the ROI will be validated, that okay, whether what investment we did is going to give us this value or not.
Okay.
Then we have a document lesson learned. Document lesson learned is part of whatever you have gathered as a feedback, or people will lesson learned means what was your struggling point on everything you document.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is something the good practice side of it, but there are some bad practices where they don't have
I
all
mean,
these
if you
processes.
do it again, how better would be things?
Right, in that
Okay.
sense. Okay, but again, this is not something which is very common practice with the organizations.
Okay.
Then you do the closure of the project. So when you do the closure, that means all resources are released from the project. Any issues after the project closure will be handled with a new project or whatever timeline they decide. Nothing, now this project doesn't even exist in place.
Okay.
No resources are there as part of this project. Everyone got